Alright, what's up everyone? This is Chris from Swede Fighters, and I'm doing a little bit of a solo let's play here. I'm playing Torment, Tides of Numenera. Numenera. So, I kickstarted this game back in 2014, I think, and it launched today. And today being February 28th. So yes, I am dating this recording session. Toby and David both had some real life shit hitting their proverbial fan, and couldn't make it today. So there won't be any Final Fantasy episodes now for a little bit. Don't worry though, we're going back to that because the amazing viewer count really, shows how much you care about that series. Life is Strange will be going on as normal, I presume. Toby assured me he had episodes until next week. So, Torment Tides of Numenera is basically the spiritual sequel of Planescape Torment, which was a game released in '99, which in my opinion is probably the best computer role-playing game ever made. It definitely beats Mass Effect and Dragon Age out of the ballpark. Let's not even get started on the old Dungeons & Dragons games. I have a soft spot for Arcanum, which was a kind of steampunk fantasy game, which was really cool, set in like the 19th century. But this is Planescape Torment is by far the game with the best story I have played. You're free to comment below if you disagree with me, that's fine. But before you do, I recommend you play Planescape Torment. It has not aged badly. In fact, it has reverse aged badly. It has aged well, because now we can play with an HD setting. And by HD, I mean you can actually see the beautifully crafted backgrounds made for the game, because the original game was in 560x400 resolution, I think, and all the backgrounds are, they are so beautiful. So really, go play Planescape Torment. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, I've read the manual for this game, and it's apparently set really far in the future. There will be little pop-ups showing up, telling you a little bit about the setting that is, pre-known. I won't spoil anything for you. I have not read anything about this game. I haven't played the beta. I haven't done anything because I wanted to get the genuine, finished experience. And as always, I will be playing a female. I like playing females.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
Ooh, this is cool.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you. But the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Alright, I'm gonna check out my body.
The body is... wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago. You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. Good muscles, strong but not bulky, and slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have not done much labor, but scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this?
That's a good question. Why
Without
can't I
warning,
remember it?
the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away.
Oh?
You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you.
Fuck it, dive towards the ground. If
Put
I'm
your
dying, I'm
hands to
dying in
your
style.
sides, and you slice through the air. The wind tears at your face and scalp, and your skin burns under the tremendous speed. Your vision blurs, and you are unable to judge how far.
Yeah,
the
faster the
phrase
better.
Whispers itself into your mind. Terminal velocity. You have reached the limit of the speed the air will grant you, and now that you enter the lower reaches of the atmosphere, you can feel it thickening around you, and miraculously you are slowing from the frenzy.
What? No! I want to go fast.
Slow is a relative term. You knife
get
through
an
the air,
achievement.
piercing its veils, and you have no time for the poetry of falling. This realization drives itself home as you strike an unyielding surface. As your skin explodes and your organs liquefy on impact, a brief thought flashes through your mind. Your life was utterly and completely meaningless.
I did get to go fast. That's just a really neat way of starting the game. Alright, so basically I was crashing towards the ground, and oh, I died? What? Really? Okay. That's cool. I didn't think you could die in this game. Alright, well, let's start again. Wow, okay, so clearly I'm not meant to just dive straight to the ground. Sure, I'll be a female. Alright, let's,
Your mind
yeah.
wakes in darkness. You force your eyes open.
Let's, look at
The
this
body
body.
is, without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling.
Look at
Above
the
you,
horizon.
a small moon. You are spinning too rapidly to get a good look. You can see a large landmass, a vast body of water directly below you, and scattered archipelagos, but the detail eludes you. A deep black night is above you.
Okay, got a vast
Its
body of
nocturnal
water
clarity
directly
disappearing
beneath me.
as the haze of atmosphere envelops you.
Okay, I'm gonna try
Push
to
your
turn
arms to
vertical.
your sides, and the monstrous wind tosses your feet above your head. After another small tumble, you manage to orient yourself, and you arrow toward the earth below. The incredible cold of the wind claws at your skin, and the speed of the air forces your eyes closed. It's fruitless. You've reached a velocity that could, without irony, best be named terminal. You spread your arms and legs and try to catch a draft, and it looks like you'll hit the bay that's rushing toward you, unless you hit the building in its little waters. A strange web of colors surrounds you, thrown by a figure standing on the balcony of the structure, but it is effective only at slowing your fall. You strike the building hard enough to crack its crystalline structure, and you hear one of the engines that supports it protest and howl, and the agony of the crash overcomes you, and then darkness.
Darkness. All that I see. Absolute darkness. Alright, so I didn't die in this one. That's good. Didn't hit terminal velocity. Oh, okay, that's me. Cool, I'm not actually dead. That's great. Great. Good start, Chris. You didn't die. Alright, move around.
Now.
Is she gonna comment every... Alright, doesn't seem that way. Okay, what is that? Metal waves roll over the floor below, sending vibration through the soles of your boots.
Ready.
Oh, come on, don't. Not every time I move. Oh,
going.
what is this? Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, splattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pile and is wasted. See, this is a little Swedish thing. I mix up my W's and V's all the time. Wasted. No, it's wasted. We don't really have a W sound in Swedish. Carefully move the bowl beneath the liquid. Yeah, sure, why not? You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. Okay. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use left mouse button to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail this task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. Okay. So... I have a 45% chance of success. I'm gonna go with 65. Okay, cool. You carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth on the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over the glowing pool of fallen light. Cool. Alright. Oh yeah, that's what's making that light. Alright, cool. Cool. So this is gonna light up the room, I guess. Cool. Cool, I solved my first puzzle. Drop by drop, the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the near shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reach of the spreading light. Hello? Are you still alive down there? We're up here. Build a path up to us and be careful. Build a path up to you? Okay, well that did it on its own, so I didn't need to do that. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna raise... Let's see if I can raise the volume of the voiceover. There we go. Because, wasn't really doing... You know, it was kind of hard to hear the guy with all the sound going on.
Ready.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Why would I want to overturn it? Because there's some kind of metal floating around here. No! Stop! Options. Sound. Game. Hide. Okay, I can't tell her. It would be really nice if she didn't go, yes! Every time I fucking point at her somewhere. The resolution is a little bit low. It's okay, so here's my items, character abilities. I don't really have any right now. Inventory. Ooh. Your inventory lets you view, equip, and manage items and equipment you find. It has a number of sections. The first is equipment, which contains any items equipped to the current character. Blah, blah, blah. Your backpack, blah, blah, blah. Inventory, blah, blah, blah. Inventory ciphers. Oh, yeah, you can have ciphers in this game, which are apparently like super weird high-tech things that can actually poison you if you have too many of them. So you're supposed to use them regularly. Alright, so we're just going to be playing this game and occasionally comment on some stuff, but this is not going to be a very dopey, funny playthrough. This is me going in blind and trying this game out, because I've been looking forward for it for 2.5 years. Alright, so we're going to go interact with these things over here. Alright, it's a piece of light. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bowl of stale air at your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves, but this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes he can get two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly of your concern. The mission cannot be delayed, it must proceed. Alright, I'm gonna cast a spell, necessary to fix the device yourself. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hands, rewire it, and shove it back at him. Oh, he says, examining your work. Sorry, I was trying to improve the thing. He waves the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the waterboarded cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. I'm going to use a cipher to disable it. You run urgent fingers over the devices fastened to your waist, a fog rising in your mind. A few can be used against the guards, but will also turn your skin to sim steel, or the surrounding water to boiling wax, hardly ideal. Finally, you find a small silver sphere. Setting the sphere in place, you kick desperately for the safety of a nearby alcove. The sphere whirls and unfolds into a spiraling vortex. The sphere at its center speaks a few polite words in an ancient language, then begins draining the surrounding water into itself with alarming speed. The approaching guards shout and scream as they too are sucked into the whirlpool and ripped to pieces. You allow yourself a fleeting smile, but are all too aware that more alarms are going off in the distance. Ooh! The memory begins to fade as if you were being drawn backwards through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into the gap of your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. Oof, that's weird. Alright, cool. I guess that was someone else's memories that I was doing. I guess this is kind of where I make my characters, so,
Yes.
or trying things out anyway. Can I? Oh, okay, so cool. If I hold tab, I can actually highlight everything I can interact with. Let's see. This mirror looks strange, as though what you see in it is real and you're the reflection. Ooh. The lights around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in high wind. No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronzed, segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen in place.
Yes.
Alright, and what's here? Countless scratches and wounds mark the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. So 3 doors. Huh.
Fine.
Let's see which door we're going to go into. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau, towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, this seems like the right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we've found? Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site and to remind her of the time constraints. A cloud passes over the sun as you engage her in a spirited, friendly debate, pointing out the footprints of a prior world civilization whose powers remain untapped. After a few minutes, she laughs, raising her hand in a mock surrender. Stop, your servitors are down there. You've already chosen this as the site, haven't you? Bet your ass I have. She waits for your affirmation and says, alright, I'm convinced. The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau to examine the open ground. Cool. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. And when you lay a hand on its shoulders to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? I'm going to use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. A mist falls onto the plateau as you activate the time-scarred artifacts fastened to the construct's behavioral core with a subvocalized command. With an abrupt clack and a pulse of pleasant warmth, the device purged the error, and 7 copper-banded spheres drop out of evenly spaced rifts in the air. Ignoring this common side effect, you give new orders to the malfunctioning constructs in a firm, clear voice. Acknowledged. It obediently trundles to the site of your new shelter. Cool. So, okay. These are like my servants that I don't get it. The image freezes, then fades as you feel the memory filling the gap of your mind, blocked by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, reclaiming your memories. Hurts. So these are my memories, okay. So I was building a shelter, but I was also stealing something. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you are doing and is hunting you. Which door? Beyond which door? Do I really want to know? Okay, I guess there's something else over here.
All right.
Sure, why not? A vision of a city springs up around you. Your city, in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn towards the door of the tower, 2 of the attackers descend from hovering machines. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor, and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. Fight defensively and figure out who presents. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. You roll under the blurring arc of his axe. He's overconfident, testing you without committing to the attack. Yes, he's fast, but not as fast as you are. And when he raises the great axe above his head to finish you, you're able to bury your blade under his breastplate. The blade emerges from the back of his neck, and his life's blood washes over your hands. He falls, taking your weapon with him, and his companion attacks. Her invisible blade is far more lethal than the giant's axe. You duck as she thrusts at you, and the wall behind you hisses. Destroyed. Her return swing cuts through your armor, ruining your breastplate. She doesn't have to be skilled with a weapon like this. She just has to make contact. You time your attack just as she pulls it back for another strike. You barrel into her, driving her over the wall, and she drops screaming to the ground 50 meters below. The immediate threat ended, you focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs, and the door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. I'm gonna crack the door open to sneak past them. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly. The sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push further, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the bloodstained hall. So, by the way, in Planescape Torment, you could go through the entire game killing only one single enemy. I mean, it was hard, but it was very, very doable. You had some random encounters you could run away from. Thugs in the city of Sigil, sorry. But ultimately, you could actually finish the whole game without a single fight. So that's pretty cool. I hope you can do the same in this game. Alright, let's go back to it. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. So, we were basically born outside the atmosphere, fell down into this weird building made of liquid metal, and now something's hunting us, and we're reliving memories of clearly a lot of different people. So, this is very much like the original Planescape. Incidentally, that story, if you haven't played it, and I did tell you to play it, so you play as the Nameless One, and every time you die, you're reborn. Well, you're still in the same body, but all your memories are gone. And this continues all the way up until this latest incarnation, which is you, which is the start of the game. And from that rebirth forward, you actually remember everything that happens to you. And the game is really about trying to figure out who you were, and trying to fix all the shit that you caused in previous incarnations. I think you can get it on Good Old Games right now, and if you do get it, don't forget to get the high definition fix, so you can watch all the pre-rendered backgrounds in their full glory. It's amazing. And apparently I've gotten stats now, so my might is... Oh, okay, these are how many points I have to spend in things.
All right.
Do I have any stats yet? Alright, nope. Okay, so... no real whatever. Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
So yeah, this reminds you a little bit about Planescape. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs, and the choices you made shining like a distant star. Or distant stars if you want to go plural. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turns to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. Alright. I only have one doppelganger to point at. So I'm gonna point at the intelligent doppelganger with the furrowed brow. The doppelganger holds itself erect among the pressing crowd. It meets your eyes with a confident gaze, triggering familiar memories in the back of your mind. When you return from your contemplation, the doppelganger is waiting for your decision with a knowing smile. Yes, that is who I am. The remaining doppelganger scatters for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it, technology of several kinds from a myriad of past ages. You get the feeling it, or you, would be comfortable with all of it. The word nano sounds in your mind. Yeah, sure. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell. If bells could rot, something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open gateway. You take a deep breath and step through. Alright, your choices and the memories in the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to... Cool, okay, so there's 3 different types of characters you can play. It's going to be able to pop up explaining that. There's Glaive, Jack, and Nano. Glaive is basically the physical kind of warrior type of characters. Jack is a jack of all trades. They're explorers. They're more sneaky, wily, resourceful. They have a clever tongue. And then you have Nano, who's a wizard or a sorcerer, and they can use spells, stuff like that. I kind of want to play as a Jack because I'm more of a talky kind of person. Oh, and I get to distribute these however I want. That's what I like. So you get concentration, cipher limit increase, onslaught. All right, I want to be a Jack because I like to do social stuff. So let's go with a Jack here. All right, I get a flex skill. Choose 1 exploration, lore, or conversation skill. +1 training level in that skill while it's active. Okay, so I can actually boost separate skills depending on what I want. So skills and heavy weapons. Concentration, cool. Adam Nennis. I can access memories of previous lives. Cool. Alright, pools. So, you have 3 different stats. You have might, speed, and intellect. I can raise my speed with 3 and intellect with 1. Okay, how about intellect? Represent character, mental powers, willpower, and personality. So speed to 7 and intellect to 9. Cool. And alright, might can stay at 5. Physical strength, resilience, stuff like that. I have no idea what I'm doing. There's actually a apparently very thorough guide that you got with this when you kickstarted it. I am gonna read it once I finish the game, but for now I'm gonna go in blind because that's the way I want to do it. I'm saying blind, but I did read the instruction manual, which wasn't very informative. I can give you some rundown of the story while we're going on. This is the 9th age, so it's like 1 billion years into the future. I'm not even kidding. It's 1 billion years into the future. And civilizations have come and gone, and technology is extremely advanced. When it says nano, magic is actually nanomachines.
Nanomachines, son.
In this world. That means that technology is basically magic. And this is kind of a medieval, kind of a not medieval time setting thingy. And it's, I don't know. I didn't read too much into it, but apparently we're, and this might be a major spoiler for you, but it was very openly in the instruction manual, that we are playing a cast-off. We're the last cast-off. A cast-off is basically a body left by the, I think his name was, well, throw that in there, whatever, Chris. And he has lived through a countless amount of bodies. And whenever he got tired of a body or he wanted to try something new, he just cast off the old body. And that body got a personality of their own. So they awoke with a new personality. And then he got a new body that he made. And the first body he created, when he left it, it was a woman. And they became partners for a while, and they built up a whole civilization. But then she kind of revolted against him. And that's the premise of the story, that we are one of the cast-offs. That's all I know. Honest to God, I don't know anything else. So, okay, we're going to select some kind of abilities. Hedge magic, sucker punch, practice in armor, infuse weapons. I don't really want to do much fighting. But I'm going to do hedge magic. And let's see. I'm going to be trained without armor. Guess I don't want to use any armor. Okay, or light armor. Cool. So, no fighting skills here. Okay, character creation. Skills. Okay, so these are the skills I have already. I got heavy weapons. Okay, I'm unable to use heavy weapons and I'm unable to use concentration artifacts. Ugh, ignore that sound. So okay, I could level that up again, but I'm not gonna. No, 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 go away. Go away. No, no. Oh, okay, I only have 1 point to put out. Okay, I got it. Cipher use, endurance, initiative, lore, persuasion. I do like persuasion. Running, stealth, smashing, quick fingers, perception, lore, mystical, intimidation, healing, deception. I'm gonna go with persuasion. I'm not super into lying, and I kind of want to play as a good person. That's always sort of the way I play. So I'm an intelligent jack with persuasion. And I don't get any weapon skills because I'm not a glaive. And there we go. Okay, so I picked intelligent because that's sort of what I went with. But there are others as well. So let's see here. And this is the last piece of the character creation. So I'm going to pick one of these and then I'm going to end the episode for now. And we're going to continue later on. You're careful and meticulous, always aware of your... Okay, so this one, perception and one... Okay, I don't actually get any... Charming, clever, graceful, intelligent, no concentration, that's fine with me. Can't have any bonded artifacts. You have a sharp memory and can grasp concepts that others struggles with, though you have a tendency towards distractions. Learned, mechanical, mystical, observant, rugged, slick. Persuasion. Oh, 2 dots in persuasion. Me likey. Actually, that might not be too bad. You know what? Let's go with slick. All right, I'm a slick jack. So that's gonna be all for this episode, everyone. Let's continue the adventure in the next one. Thanks for joining, and I hope you're as excited as I am because this game is gonna be great. I hope. Please be great. Please not. Please don't be sucky, because that would be terrible. I waited 18 years for this game. Bye. Tides of Numenera, more like Tides of Mana Mana. Am I right, guys? Guys?